Negativity bias. So bad reviews, user complaints, and critical feedback dominate your attention and decision making far more than positive signals and satisfy customers. That's one I'm a bit divided here, because to be honest with you, and we spoke about it many times, we love negative feedback, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
We love negative feedback because we can learn so much from negative feedback. But I guess this is this bias is more like whatever happens is all negative, right? And it's kind of low energy approach, isn't it? So one negative customer review has the same psychological impact as 5 positive reviews on founders' decision making.
I can believe that.
You can.
Yeah, well, you take it personally, right?
Well, that's another thing. You can't take things personally, but you cannot not take them personally.
I think you've got to look at those things as gifts from the universe. They're like, I got this wrong. Okay, is there anything I can actually do about that? Is it just this one curveball that's having a really bad day and just thought they'd let rip on social media just to offload? Or is there a bit of a pattern in this negative feedback and there's something there to actually look into, right? Mm-hmm. And the flip side of that, you've got optimism bias. So this is where you consistently underestimate development timelines, user acquisition costs, and competitor threats, while overestimating market demand and your kind of product's appeal. It's kind of an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, that's definitely something.
I see that more.
It's so weird because there is a feeling like you kind of, to embark on that journey as a founder and an entrepreneur and build tech, which is an epic journey in itself, you do have to be a bit optimistic, because it's the thing that kind of keeps you going. Because if you're too negative, you can just dig yourself into a hole and not want to kind of overcome the hurdle. So that can be a good thing, but it's, how do you kind of keep these things in check and have awareness
estimation is a difficult bit, right? And I remember Ray Dalio, that amazing hedge fund investor, he said always take whatever estimate you have and times it 1.5
or
times
2 even,
or 2 times, and then you will have pretty much probably good estimates. But he's very a head person, very sort of logical and so on.
I think he learned from his mistakes.
From his mistakes, that's right.
Exactly. We've got a cool fact here. 87% of entrepreneurs believe their startup will succeed despite knowing that 90% of startups fail.
Oh dear. Okay, now next one is pessimism bias. I think it's similar to negativity bias.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what is how do those two things differ?
So pessimism bias is when you underestimate your product all the time. So negativity bias was more around feedback. So you're very low and impacted by negative feedback, which you shouldn't, because it actually can give you amazing information. But pessimism bias, and I know founders like this, and so they systematically underestimate the product's potential, dismiss positive user feedback, and assume the worst case scenario will always occur. I don't know how you can create anything with such a mindset. It's probably difficult. So after one setback, 68% of founders systematically underestimate future opportunities and overestimate risks. So just to be aware that when you have negative sort of event, you might fall into the trap of being sort of super pessimistic. And lastly, we have normacy bias. When you assume current user behavior, market condition, and business metrics will continue unchanged, and then AI comes in, leaving you unprepared for inevitable shifts on the market that could make or break your company. That's a really interesting one. I think we've worked on a couple of products when we or companies were thinking everything is going to be the same kind of thing, but timing is everything.
Later stage businesses that have been going have a kind of consistent user base retention, which is kind of flatlined, and then I've been called in when suddenly startups have kind of come in attacking their kind of market share, and then suddenly there might be some management change around, and then they want to focus on how do we improve our product offering and change what has been the normal for many years.
I worked with a huge company. They like in financial sector, and I mentioned to them a couple of times they should definitely invest in newer technology. They should definitely look at competitors, and they said, "Oh no, our competitors do exactly as we do," right? And I said, well, you just need to remember that you're not competing only with your competitors, you're competing with the entire market. People have access to this all cool applications these days, so they will be using Airbnb, they will be using whatever other cool apps are out there, or Uber or whatever, and they will expect from you similar level of sort of delivery. And I have to tell you, like 7 years later, that company is not doing really well because you have so many modern competitors. You constantly need to sort of like stay on top of like what's the latest, what the expectation is, even if you're a very established player with, you know, multi-billion sort of a portfolio or whatever.
Yeah, the challenge there is like the risk aversion, right?
Yeah.
The financial institutions, and they're assessing risk all the time. So I guess when they have something working, it's a big challenge to like change.
But there's a beauty of testing, right? There's a beauty of testing. You have your core business, it's already working. Why not have like a small bit of it for testing, like new ideas, new approaches, and see with your clients if they like it or they don't. And that's make decisions based on that rather than your hunch that everything will be forever this way, because we all know it's not gonna happen, because the only thing that is certain that is change.
Yeah.